For a while now, the Logitech MX Keys has been the go-to keyboard if you want a high quality scissor switch keyboard, especially if you're a Windows user. Don't get me wrong, there are other options out there and some people do like the Apple Magic Keyboard for example, but you're probably not going to find a scissor switch keyboard that's as versatile as the MX Keys. That is, until now. Keychron have done it again. Much like their MX mouse is similar to Logitech's MX Master Mouse, Keychron have released a keyboard which is very similar to the MX Keys. And the main take-home message from this is the Keychron B1 Pro is less than half the price. So I have the MX Keys in its mini version here, and I'm going to be comparing it to the Keychron B1 Pro, which is kind of like Keychron's equivalent to the mini version. If you want either of these keyboards in their full-size versions, I'll leave a link to them both in the description down below. But anyway, let's get on with the comparison of these keyboards. This is going to be a comparison of the Logitech MX Keys versus the Keychron B1 Pro. For these types of videos, I usually start with the similarities, and for this video in particular, there are quite a lot of them. They're both scissor switch keyboards with a smaller form factor so that they both don't have number pads. Second similarity to point out is they basically come in the same colour options. So you can get the MX Keys Mini in a graphite colour or a pale grey colour, which is essentially dark grey and white. The Keychron B1 Pro also offers the option of a space grey colour or an ivory white colour. The only slight difference is the MX Keys can be purchased in a rose colour, which is essentially pale pink. However, based on the packaging the B1 Pro came in, I would not be surprised if Keychron didn't decide to go and release a pale pink version, a light blue version, and a purple version in the future. In terms of connectivity, they can both be connected to up to 3 devices through either a wired connection, a Bluetooth connection, or through a USB receiver. Although I should point out that the MX Keys Mini specifically doesn't have the receiver in the box, and it has to be purchased separately. With both the MX Keys Mini and the B1 Pro, you do get a USB cable in the box, although Logitech provide a USB-C to USB-A cable, whereas Keychron give you a USB-C to USB-C cable with a USB-A adapter. And that's quite nice because basically Keychron cover all the connectivity options. With regards to the structure of the keyboards, they do look very similar, but I'll explain later when I'm going to talk about structure in the differences section. In terms of battery charge, the basic takeaway from both of these keyboards is they're going to last a really long time without charging them. Logitech claim that their keyboard can last up to 5 months without the backlighting turned on, and Keychron claim that their keyboard will last up to 8 months when it's been fully charged. I think the final similarity is that both of these keyboards are designed to be portable and are aimed at those who are wanting keyboards that they can take out and about with them, essentially to use their versatility, whether that's through connecting it to a laptop or to a tablet. And basically both these keyboards can be used in lots of different ways. They're both being advertised to the same group of people. Now, despite looking fairly similar, there are some differences. And I did say that I'd come back to the structure of these keyboards later on. Now, both keyboards are made from plastic, but apparently all plastics aren't made equal. And the MX Keys definitely comes out on top here. The MX Keys has a little flex, but it's definitely the sturdier of the two keyboards. And it just feels like it's been better built. The Keychron B1 Pro, on the other hand, well, I'm a little bit scared to try and flex it, as I think the keyboard might snap. It also does have this annoying sort of rattly sound if you tap it on the back. Thankfully, this specific sound doesn't occur when you're typing. Both keyboards are designed to be light, portable and compact, so the B1 Pro has a form factor of 29.5cm to 13cm, whereas the MX Keys Mini has a form factor of 29.6cm, 13.1cm, so it turns out they're basically exactly the same size. However, the B1 Pro is definitely thinner, with its thickest point being 14.5mm, whereas the MX Keys Mini, on the other hand, has a height of 21mm. The MX Keys arguably has a better typing angle compared with the B1 Pro, which has quite a small typing angle of 3.2 degrees. Neither keyboard is height adjustable, and as for the weight of the keyboards, they're both very light, with the B1 Pro coming in at 425 grams versus the MX Keys Mini with 506 grams. It's only slightly heavier. This makes them both easily portable. Now, this is where you start to notice the price difference in the two keyboards. The MX Keys is definitely nicer to type on. Don't get me wrong, both keyboards have concave keycaps which are comfortable when typing and can help improve your typing speed, but the MX Keys just feels better and the keycaps are more concave, whereas the B1 Pro keycaps are just shallower. You just don't notice them as much when you're typing. They also do seem to rattle a little bit when you're typing. Now, because both keyboards are scissor switch keyboards, you don't really notice it like you would on a mechanical keyboard, for example, but it's just something to be aware of with the B1 Pro. Another other difference between the two keyboards is I have the MX Keys in the UK ISO layout, which is obviously helpful given I live in the UK. However, Logitech give you the choice as they offer both ANSI layouts and ISO layouts for their keyboards. Keychron, on the other hand, haven't quite gotten around to creating an ISO layout for the B1 Pro. That's not to say they won't do that in the future, it's just this keyboard has come out fairly recently, and at the minute they just don't have that option. Surprisingly, the B1 Pro doesn't seem to come with any backlighting, so that could be a bit annoying if you're trying to type at night. I'm not quite sure why Keychron have made the choice not to include any backlighting. The MX Keys, on the other hand, does have white backlighting and it has a thing where if you hover your hand over it, basically the light magically comes on. And it's kind of cool, and it's supposed to help conserve battery, so when you're not using the keyboard, the light stays off. Given who these keyboards are aimed at, it's not really that surprising that neither keyboard has any sort of RGB lighting options, and I appreciate the B1 Pro doesn't have any lighting options, but the MX Keys only has white backlighting. If you are looking for a keyboard with RGB lighting, these keyboards probably aren't for you. The MX Keys also does have shine through keycaps, so when you have the backlighting turned on, it works really well at night and it's actually really good. This is where the Keychron B1 Pro is the big winner. The B1 Pro has been priced at $39.99, which is really good for all the features that it includes. The MX Keys Mini, on the other hand, has been priced at $99.99 on Logitech's website, so it's definitely a big difference when it comes to price. So whilst you may notice that the MX Keys Mini is slightly higher quality, you're kind of left asking yourself, is it worth $60 more? Another surprising feature of the B1 Pro is the fact that it's compatible with ZMK customization software. This allows for the keyboard to be remapped and shortcuts to be created, which makes the keyboard more personalised to you. Logitech also offer customization through their own Logi Options app, which is available to both Windows and Mac operating systems. The MX Keys does feel like the more premium of the two keyboards, but it's hard to argue with how good the Keychron B1 Pro is in terms of value for money. Even Logitech's K380 keyboard, which is considered one of their cheaper keyboards, is more expensive than the B1 Pro. What I do think Keychron should have done was call it the Keychron B1 and left the Pro title off of it, and then create a slightly more premium version later on, and that could have been classed as the Pro version. And given the rate that Keychron are producing keyboards at the minute, I'm surprised that they actually didn't do this. But given this is Keychron's first attempt at a scissor switch keyboard, it's actually really good. Overall though, they are both really good, versatile and portable keyboards, and I wouldn't have any issue using either of them. The B1 Pro is great for price, but I do miss having the backlighting as an option, and I do find the typing angle a bit flat. The MX Keys, on the other hand, now seems really expensive when it doesn't need to be. But let me know what your thoughts on both of these keyboards are in the comments down below. If you have found this video useful, please give it a like and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.